So let's talk about what happened in early 2026. The real estate world was absolutely rocked by this massive merger between Compass and Anywhere. But this was way more than just another deal you read about in the business section. It was a signal, a really clear glimpse into where the entire industry is headed. The real question is, what is that signal, and what does it mean for everyone?
Look, anybody paying attention knew that some kind of consolidation was coming. That wasn't the surprise. The shock was the speed. This thing went from a whisper to a done deal in what felt like a heartbeat. This wasn't just business as usual. It was a huge, bold statement.
And that, right there, is the most important part. According to an industry veteran, Philip Cantrell, we have to look past the chaos and the headlines. He says this whole event is a clear signal, a message, really, about the industry's future. So, let's dig in and figure out what that signal is actually telling us.
So how did everybody react? Well, pretty much exactly how you'd expect. The industry immediately split into two camps. You had the people cheering it on, calling it a genius move, and then you had everyone else condemning it as this dangerous grab for power. But here's the thing. Both sides were kind of missing the real story.
But see, Cantrell argues that both of these knee-jerk reactions completely miss the bigger picture. This isn't really about the personalities involved or grabbing a bit more market share this quarter. No, this is about a much deeper, much more fundamental strategy that's been in the works for a long, long time.
So what is this deeper strategy? Well, it's not some newfangled tech bro disruption. Actually, it's the exact opposite. It's the modern-day return of a very old-school business strategy, the monopoly playbook. And if you've ever cracked open a history book on American business, this is going to sound super familiar. Think Rockefeller, think Carnegie. The goal is exactly the same, dominate the market. But the methods, well, they're different now. They're cleaner, way more sophisticated, and they're designed to work right within today's legal lines.
And when you look at it this way, the Compass Anywhere merger follows this playbook perfectly. Step 1, consolidate the market. Check, that's happening right now. Step 2, control the distribution channels. Step 3, put the squeeze on the intermediaries. We're talking about agents and smaller brokerages here. And the final step, the end goal, total dominance.
This quote just perfectly captures the thinking behind a move like this. This is not a company just stumbling around, hoping for the best. Cantrell's point is that this is a move that comes from a place of deep conviction, a powerful belief that this is the only way to completely reshape the industry, even if a lot of people don't like it.
Okay, but if that's one path, the monopoly path, is it the only one? Not even close. Cantrell actually lays out this really compelling alternative, a totally different model he calls the paradigm of plenty, and he uses his own company to show how it works.
And this is where the philosophies just couldn't be more different. See, the monopoly playbook, it's all driven by a mindset of scarcity. This idea that for you to win, somebody else has to lose. But the paradigm of plenty works on a completely different idea, that if you empower your people to succeed, you actually make the whole pie bigger for everyone.
So what does this look like in the real world? Well, it means you treat agents like they're actual business owners, not just some cog in a huge corporate machine. You give them incredible support, you get them their money fast, like within hours of closing, and you give them cutting-edge tech. When you do that, you empower them to invest in themselves, not just make money for the brand.
And the results are, well, they're just staggering. In this model, agents are reinvesting an average of 96% of their commissions right back into their own businesses. Just let that sink in for a second. That is a total game changer. It completely flips the whole relationship between an agent and their brokerage.
And the big question, does it work? Well, the numbers don't lie. The nearly 1,900 agents in this network, they closed out 2025 with just under $5 billion in sales. That's a 14% jump from the year before, which just proves that this alternative to the consolidation playbook isn't just possible, it can be wildly successful.
So, now we've seen the two big paths forward, the monopoly playbook and the alternative, the path of plenty. And with that in mind, we can finally understand the real signal that this massive merger is sending to everyone.
So what does this all mean for the future of real estate? Really. The answer isn't something simple like big is bad or small is good. It's about a deep, fundamental shift in how the entire industry is going to work from now on.
And there it is. That's the core thesis. This merger isn't actually about killing competition. It's about killing the idea that you can just keep doing business the way you've always done it. The old, comfortable status quo, it's over.
Let's be honest, the recent market correction was a brutal wake-up call. It revealed a pretty tough truth. A lot of companies were just coasting, surviving on the fumes of a hot market, not because they had a great strategy. And now that the easy money's gone, all those weaknesses are out in the open for everyone to see.
So this really leaves the entire industry at a fork in the road. There's one path where you get slowly but surely squeezed out by these new giants. And then there's the other path where you adapt, you innovate, and you build a business model that can actually thrive in this new world. The choice is now up to every single brokerage and every single agent out there.
And that's really the question this whole thing forces everyone in the industry to ask themselves, isn't it? Being complacent just isn't an option anymore. It's time to decide. Are you playing an old game that's just about to end, or are you ready for the new one that's just getting started?